Well, Stella, I understand little things I've been hearing here and there that there are going to be some new people added to Flamingo Road this season, and your role particularly is going to change. Fill me in on all these things.
All right, Bobbie, I'd be glad to. My role is changing for the better. Ludi May is now a former madam. She is no longer a madam. And her place, her establishment, is more a bar and restaurant and nightclub, and no longer a brothel. There's just a weeny tiny little bit of gambling going on upstairs, you see. And I think that's a step in the right direction for Ludi May's character. I feel that she'll gain a little respect from the women in town, and her former profession will finally be, if not forgotten about, then looked at in a quaint way. I'm hoping that Ludi May will eventually run for and become mayor of Truro, the way Sally Stanford did out in Sausalito. And she was a beloved mayor, and people, the first thing they said about her always was, she used to be a madam, she used to run a brothel. So I think it'd be fine if Ludi May could do that. That would be great for her. She might be able to do some real good in the town. She has a heart of gold that's already been established. Why can't she use that expansively in the town and help people in the town more than just helping Lane Ballou?
Now, what about any romance in her life? Any, is she going to have any gentleman callers?
Well, the first caller she has is not a gentleman. He is a rapist. He brutally beats and rapes her. And he's played by Peter Horton. And it's a frightening show. Our second show is called The Victim. Ludi May is the victim. And she's a sexy woman and alluring and not particularly coming on for this young man, but he kind of falls for her and comes after her, and in his excitement he does beat and rape her. She tries to get him prosecuted but can't because he's from a very good family. They live on Flamingo Road. And Titus tells her, because of your former profession, you better not bring up anything to try to press charges because it won't stick. You'll be laughed out of, town. Just forget about it and don't think about trying to get any kind of revenge or justice done, So they say they're going to send the boy to Europe. His parents are going to send him away to some analyst in Europe, but he skips out from the airport and comes back and tries to murder Ludi May then. So in the end, in defending myself, Ludi May shoots for the heart, misses, hits his shoulder, and he leaves looking at her. And you don't know whether he's going to come back or not, but I have the feeling he may come back and try again to harm her.
Now, what about Morgan Fairchild? We last left her sprawled out on the floor.
In a crumpled heap, yes. And so we find out in the first show that Morgan is paralyzed. So because of this, I am in a scene with Claude, Kevin McCarthy, in the chapel at the hospital. And I kind of cry and tell him how much I still love her and am worried about her. And as we walk out of the chapel together, Eudora, who is Barbara Rush, Claude's wife in the thing, Eudora, has overheard it all, and she learns that the true mother of her adopted child is Ludi May. And so I have a lovely scene with Barbara after that where she doesn't actually tell me she knows, and I don't know that she knows, so I'm still trying to keep the secret from her. But that's a lovely scene, too. Eudora, however, does not know that it's Claude's baby with me. She has no idea of that connection yet. That will be done later. But it's kind of exciting.
Will there be any change in format as far as how the shows are structured? Because you have some new writers and new people involved, don't
Yes,
you?
The intention of our new producer is to have each show be complete unto itself and not so much a cliffhanger waiting for the next show to complete it, We do wrap up the one about Constance falling from the stairs in the first show. But then after that, the second show is Ludi May's rape show, and it's a show unto itself. That's the idea, to do more and more of those. So if someone misses a show here and there, they don't miss out on what's going on. The progress will be there, but in another way, and each show will be self-contained. That's a better way to do it, I think.
Stella, it sounds to me like that the pressure that Reverend Wildman and his group has been bringing.
Reverend Wildman? Is his name Wildman?
Wildman. Yes,
He,
Wildman.
and he is the moral majority, is that right? He is? Okay. Well, I don't know if it had to do with any pressure or not, because we've never done anything profane or obscene on our show at all. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. We saw a bumper sticker the other day in California that said, the moral majority is neither. So, who knows? But television has never done anything really offensive and never intended to. So, I feel it's much ado about very little.
You have another, it's an NBC movie that it's called Twirl.
Yes.
Has a Texas background, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It's a Miss Twirl USA contest in Meadowville, Texas, small town in Texas. And I play the mother of a twirler who is like a stage mother, pushing
now,
my child to win.
Lisa is your daughter, isn't
That's
she?
right,
and
Lisa
she's from
Welchel.
Fort Worth.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Yes, she is. And in fact, my movie, The American Heroine, which is a documentary film about women, was made with a crew. I used a crew from Arlington, Texas, from the University of Texas at Arlington there. So I've had quite a bit happen to me down in Texas in my life lately.
In Twirl, you're the stage mother. Now, your son, Andrew, is an actor, fine actor.
Thank you.
Did you ever kind of push him a little bit into that or guide him into it, Stella?
If I did, it was inadvertently, or that I tried reverse psychology with Andrew. I feel if I pushed in one direction, he would go in the other. He more or less made his own decision to do it, but I was flattered by his telling me, by choosing to be an actor, that he thought what I was doing in my life was grand. You know, I feel that's good when a child kind of follows in a parent's footsteps. And I never had asked him to do that, but I was quite pleased by it all. And also, when he did get the reception for it that he has gotten, he has been far more successful in his few years of acting than I was in my early career. I think I had a harder struggle than Andrew, but maybe not. Andrew's had his own struggle. Who's to say which was harder? But he did spend his own money for lessons, and it was his own decision. And I was just grateful that he did it. I thought it was good for him, and I'm very proud of him.
And his #1 fan, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure of that.
Stella, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Have a good season.
Oh, thanks a lot.